The other thing we are doing is to digitalize government services. We have already taken over the eCitizen platform. It is now a fully fledged government entity. We have embarked already on the process of onboarding other government services on digital platforms. When we took it over about a month ago, we were at 350 government services. As we speak, we are about 800 government services about that platform. It is our envisage that within the next 4 months, we should now be able to have about 5,000 government services about that technological platform. To facilitate optimal uptake of the technology that we are putting or introducing into the marketplace, we are also embarking on a massive digital skills literacy program, targeting members of the public, targeting critical sectors of the Kenyan public service, like the security apparatus, the teaching fraternity, the health services, the Kenya Revenue Authority, and so on and so forth, so that we have got optimal levels of uptake of the technology that we are introducing into the Kenyan space. We also want to go the route of e-commerce, okay? And to facilitate this, we are introducing a national addressing system that would ensure that we have got an appropriate framework through which across the entire value chain, starting from the source of raw materials up to the market, we are able to leverage on coded ICT-enabled means of identifying location of premises, as opposed to the traditional way of doing business where we have got to physically transport goods and goods and services. We are already working on the framework from a policy level that would facilitate this national addressing system. But one thing that we need to know again is that if the government is digitalizing all its services, then there is also no point of having members of the public physically visiting government offices to introduce themselves to get services. So we are also very soon introducing into the Kenyan market a digital identity. We are already benchmarking with various best case examples. Estonia is a good example, Belgium is a good example, Pakistan is a good example, India is a good example, and very soon we will adapt and customize the best case examples to meet our peculiar situation, so that we have got our own technological driven digital identity, so that using that, the government can know whom it is transacting business with from the comfort of wherever they are. The public can transact business with the government from the comfort of wherever they are. Our proposition is that by February next year, February 2024, this digital identity will be in place.
Is it different from what we did a couple of years back, the Huduma number, or is
the idea of Huduma number? I don't want to call it Huduma number because we don't want to carry forward the baggage associated with Huduma number. But looking at it from a conceptual perspective, the idea was that we need to have a digital identity.
Yes.
You can call it any name. I'm not going to call it Huduma number because we are not carrying forward that. But it had its own pitfalls because of the way it's introduced. First of all, the timing was wrong. Huduma number was introduced at a time when we were moving towards the general elections, and people associated with perhaps plans associated with some ulterior motives related to that general election. We are starting this very early. There is no politics involved in this. We are basically thinking of ways and means of enhancing service delivery to the people, that we need technological platforms to identify the people and technological platforms to enable therefore the people to transact business virtually from the comfort of their houses or wherever they are, and consume government services at optimal levels. But anytime you are introducing change, there is need for adequate sensitization. So that will be the starting point. People need to know why we are going the route of digital identity. People need to know how it will affect them. People need to understand the impact and the benefits. Okay? So that is what we are going to do. We are going to have a comprehensive communication strategy around the digital identity concept, so that people own it for purposes of successful implementation.